Onyx doesn't get too greedy with very specific concepts. Where in game number 1, clearly they really wanted Marcel Harley Gord,
Yeah.
and then Aurora just adjusted. I was surprised with the Gwyn, but then as it was going on, and then as we saw it in action, it was just a perfect foil alongside the Valentina. Then the surprise Benedetta in the end. Game number 2, Onyx I think were a little bit more low to the ground. They pick Phoveus as one of their first 2 picks, and they make sure they secure the Claude. Aurora, knowing that Harith into Phoveus is very risky, they went with a Clint instead. That was a bit of a checkmate. Then now here in game number 3, they get the Harith and Phoveus as Aurora decided to go for the Juice and Claude. Not to say there's a clear winner there, but for Onyx specifically, it seems like they've changed their priorities to be a little bit more low on the ground and getting out of the big concepts, big ideas that they think they could use to dominate.
Yep. Smiles across the faces here of Aurora because they're getting things settled in on the Onyx side.
It's been a while since we've actually seen the devilish smile of Demon Kite.
Yeah.
I like how, after everything that's happened in the regular season, it seems like they've reset well enough. It's a new start in the playoffs.
Yeah, which is a good sign for them. Again, they won game number 1. But there was a point where I think it was like 2 or 3 games before they ended it with like 2 wins, wherein they would win game number 1 and then would get reverse swept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, through history too, this is what we look at through our seeding history. 3rd versus 6th seed in the MPL Philippine playoffs. This is how things evolve and come to play. TLPH season 16 is the only 3rd seeded team to win the championship.
Yeah, that was just last season.
I forgot that they were 3rd seeded, man.
Yeah, that's why it was Falcons versus them in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 and 6. 2 out of the 8 times that the 6th seed won versus the 3rd seed in the MPL playoffs was in Season 9 and the Season 14 play-ins. Of course, the surprising result of Omega shattering the run of the then Echo Super Team, and of course, Blacklist versus Omega.
And then it was that barangay that went the farthest any 6-seed team has gone in the history of our league. They went to the finals. They actually tried to defend their MSC title in Malaysia later that year after going to the grand finals.
Against then RSG Philippines. That was the win when we still had like Naps, Eman.
Light was there.
Light was
Right,
there.
was
Demon Kite was there.
Oh, yeah.
Those the boys.
Them boys.
Them boys, the Raiders. You know? Gosh, that was season 9.
That was Joseph's first grand finals.
That was my first grand final.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that was a season where they would like swap out Aqua Exort in mid.
Yeah.
To win that little trade.
That's crazy though. 6th seed has never won the championship either. Now taking a look at this, Kelra and Severo, the stats here through MPL ID at season 17 and of course MPL Philippines season 17. How close are they?
Yeah.
The KDA of Kelra obviously higher here, but a different environment I feel like also.
Not much of a scientist, but it looks like it's very close.
Yeah.
Top 3 for almost everything Severo. And of course, this is what you expect to see when you throw Kelra into MPL ID.
Yeah, and this isn't really
Offense.
a point of comparison. This is really more of just to show like the journeys between the two, just to see the parallels of how they're doing. It's crazy how a 5.9 KDA in the Philippines is 3rd highest,
Yeah.
while an 8.55 KDA in Indonesia is 2nd. That's a big leap. The fact that it's almost like complete, like 3 whole numbers means just how much more kills and assists Kelra's getting in ID right now. GPM quite close, pretty much average in terms of these numbers.
That or just how many kills are expected out of players in MPL ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in general, not just
Not
Kelra.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, the environment there.
Violent environment.
I also think it's, you know, even if you're just looking at KDA or here, it's like Severo brought some of that flavor to the MPL Philippines, and that's why I remember those first weeks we saw him play. What was it, the Moskov, when he was just the showing off the mechanics, you know, in the 1v1s, the 1v2s.
It was the YSS that put him
Oh yeah, the
on map
YSS
here, yeah.
as well. Yeah, the
Which,
YSS.
by the way, I have to correct myself. I did mention during Wolf, and Midnight's little podcasting was that it had 1 loss. No, it's still undefeated.
Oh, the YSS?
YSS still undefeated.
His YSS.
Yeah, his YSS.
Okay.
Severos.
And so it's 6-0?
Yeah, 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
YSS in other people's hands. Not so stellar.
Yeah.
So I have a question
about it.
Did Severo adjust to the Filipino playstyle? Or did Onyx adjust to allow for him to flourish in the Filipino meta?
I think I'm more in the boat of the second statement where Onyx did adjust and flourish because despite them knowing that Severo at times could also just be left alone in lane like Helra,
Yeah.
you see a few more rotations. You see more movements on at least his side of the jungle to pull away attention. Severo, compared to like his past with Onyx ID, plays the map a little bit more, doubles much more, opens up the side lanes and far lanes more. It's cool.
Yeah, I think there was a time too, like in the first couple weeks, where you see Severo, you know, showing off his mechanics and everything else. But there was a time where it took him some time to cook, you know. And then I feel like the playstyle of Onyx themselves as a team kind of changed a bit. But you could also hear that if you had listened in on the Infinix mic checks. You saw that kind of develop on how much he was able to communicate with his team and how he really adjusted to the Super Fam as well. Wait, so is this going to be a different draft? Or is it, okay, no. Maybe they're just going to go through some of the same picks.
Yeah.
We will elapse up to the point where
Okay,
it conked out.
yeah.
Which I think was ban 2.
Yeah, so
yeah.
just wrapping up the second banning phase.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
okay.
just, yep.
Yeah, just re-picking first phase, and then we go to the second
Oh,
phase of ban.
wait. No, the difference is... Oh, wait, no, yeah.
Yeah, it's still all the same. Still all the same across the board here.
So Kaja Marcel, red 4 and 5 ban. There it is, yep.
Maybe the ban of Onyx was what was going to be different. Like maybe
Yeah.
they meant to ban something out in something else different in on Blue 5.
Blue 5.
Yeah, there's the Kaja. Yeah, because this was already the Trizla. Now, what was the last ban? That's what we didn't see, so
Yeah.
that's what was held up.
Kaja Pakiro. It did not work when you guys tried when it was tried out in MCT.
Yeah,
right?
NCT East Asia. Yeah. Well, Glue, so Glue will be the ban.
And there's a
Cho?
Cho. This is a light hero. I'll tell you
Yeah.
now. That's a light hero.
Just as much as it's a Brusco, you know? So it's like, I like how they're trading things out, and they're just being like, yep, now this time I'm going to get the Cho here.
Yeah.
They hand that over to Aurora.
They play more of this for control. This banks a lot of pressure onto Demon Kite to get Piercer and string kills together. Because you don't have an instant burst. You have strong displays. Oh, it's their turn to pick up the Belleric.
Oh, man, I feel like I'm watching MCT Station with this, man. The Zetian, the last pick for Onyx. This is such an interesting draft from
Yeah.
Onyx, especially the last two, Belleric and the Zetian.
Okay, so the Belleric ult helps supplement pretty much the entire lineup of Onyx. The Zetian and Belleric ults are difficult to actually make work for the layer of stuns, which an Alice into a Belleric now should temper a little bit of what Onyx can do, that they have to be careful to fight under Alice's passive. But even so, there's still no sure burst. There's going to be a lot of long team fights, and displacement will fall significantly behind compared to the Cho. The faster rotator on Onyx is actually their Baksha.
Yeah, maybe they're going to play into that. Maybe part of this, too, is you can't somehow, some way utilize the Belleric on this dangerous grass map in certain situations when they're fighting around objectives. That could be part of the play. Could be setting up the Paquito here for Kirk. I think there's more question marks on Onyx draft for Game 3 to see if the execution is going to be there. You guys can let us know what you think. We're going to be jumping into Game 3 in this best of 5. Once again, Onyx, after a decisive Game 2, when Aurora took Game 1, what will be the equalizer here moving forward?
I like this. You were pulling a page off of Moreno's book in MPL ID by packing a sprint on this Juicin. Okay.
Why
Doesn't need to
that?
commit
Why the
flicker.
sprint?
You are so much more annoying to grab, and you can grab the others much better because you're just so mobile once you pack it. It's Crimson Beacon, then you pack the sprint. You're going to be difficult to catch, and you're going to be annoying to deal with.
Ooh, look at all this pressure on Dominkite down bottom. This is how you can tell that Onyx are making up for their lack of rotational speed
Yeah.
by making their movements more meaningful. Light picks off Severo just like that.
It backfired.
Well, rotate as much as you want. You can't just counter sheer mechanical brilliance by Light. Even forces the red tree away from King Kong just so he can secure his own beat up
There, that's why there's so much of this focus. And again, a Belleric can only do so much. Brusco doesn't have his phone flicker, so Onyx playing on the back foot right now, at least leading into that first turtle here in about 15. Aurora has control of things so far.
The last time we actually saw Belleric be a big player was when Aurora flunked out of the group stage of M6, the Swiss stage, and when Onyx eventually won.
Yeah.
That's when it would stop Chosen Joys.
Yeah, literally just Wrath of the Dryad being that thing, you know, to go ahead and slow them down, stop them. It's one of the great things, again, you can play with around objectives. They're going to be the ones to start the turtle up, but quickly goes back in control of Aurora. Let's see if Onyx really can convert this or not. They're going to be dragged for it.
Oh, Fury of the Phoenix, allowing them to find a re-engage. Light pushed back out. Edward looking for it. Does glimmer through, takes down Kirk, serves up the turtle and Demon Kite. DK finds King Kong, stringing kills. Down goes the big tree. 3 for none plus the turtle. The light is blinding. Girls need blinders. Onyx is left to where the sidelines is.
Really awkward team fighting there by Onyx. Why are they full committing this early on?
That's my question.
The Alice and Juicing alone, you know, are going to be a problem for you. There's a 2.5k gold lead. It's 4-0.
Massive swing.
Yeah, it's a Paquito into an Alice. You don't need to full fight that. Your initial rotation was already messed up. Brusco already suffered 1 death. You don't have Wrath of Dryad. Why?
Yeah, that's why I asked, like, is this the first turtle you want to fight for? But then Rora takes everything from them and builds themselves this kind of lead. I mean, we haven't seen this strong of a lead in a while throughout these games, even at the end of the regular season for this. So this is a great start to go ahead and play into when you have this kind of composition. Oh man.
Another pop on the passive. Demon Kite with a charge sever there. Close call.
Yeah, Brusco can't hold the bushes because there's a huge risk of him just getting lifted. The combos of Kirk, Edward doesn't give a damn about it. He's an Alice.
It is miserable for Prince now, dude. 3.5 minutes in, and he's popped both flickers and passives.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Dominkite is beating Severo in lane.
Oh!
Oh, entry though.
King Kong jumps on the Dominkite. Dominkite
Uh-oh.
does survive.
Ah.
Light is back up too. Man-to-man blocking Brusco.
Okay, Brusco, he's at level 4 now. Maybe this will change things for the next turtle, but I'd almost like to see them maybe even let that one go, man. They're losing everywhere across the map. Unless this ends up being a different case where, you know, Kirk can potentially help out with this Paquito here. Looking at the gold, look at the difference even in the gold lane, man. 800 gold between the gold laners right now. Severo, that early death really slowed him down here. Oh, mid.
Nice combo. Laying that through, and they find Yue. The kick here, displacing Brusco. And now Edward comes in with a massive Throne of Ruin. Demon Kite looking to take down Fritz. Fritz falls. Double for DK. Making a triple as he pops the rocks on King Kong. And Kirk barely survives. Another 3 for Aurora.
You saw the desperation there by Onyx, especially Kirk. They knew they had to get that Suyo, but that will be the Sky Piercer holder for the team. And they are just allowing Aurora to take their early conditions.
I don't get it. They go in for this. Yes, it's a pickoff. But then with Rora and the lead that they have, they just come in and slam down towards Onyx. And they got control of this. Not only that, Sky Piercer picked up. Yes, he had 3 kills already, but gets a stack off that triple kill for Demon Kite, and now he's just in full momentum on the Suyo.
Because of the lack of control in the center, Severo has had a difficult game.
Crimson Beacon forced on a Brusco here. No follow through. It was all in an effort to actually get this push in by Dominkite.
Onyx overcooked in this draft.
Yeah, a little bit too much, man.
Yeah, a little bit too much.
Maybe just the Paquito, a different roam, or vice versa.
But more than that, I appreciate how Aurora are punishing that, how do you say, exotic approach to the draft. Which is, say what you will, they have no burst, yes?
Yeah.
And they win the macro, yes, but they're so willing to fight. So early on, they get 3 stacks on DK. Like, that's, I think, the difference maker.
And the reason why Aurora's Belleric worked against AP Bren in the final series of the season was because Aurora were patient with it. AP Bren then were playing a full dive comp, and they just needed Light to get 1 big Wrath of Dryad in a team fight to ruin AP Bren. They didn't respect the Wrath of Dryad to mess them up, and then Rora ended up winning. While Onyx are just go initiation when it works out better for you in this kind of setup if you wait, if you're just a little bit more reactive.
Oh, Light here could have gone for the kick, but they said not just yet. King Kong does pop the Puissance. He was ready for it.
Yeah, he was ready. Make an attempt there. Last turtle's going to be up just a second. Onyx is down 5,000 gold. You look at the itemization. Dominkite will take down a tier 1 up top. And this is, I mean, there's 1 item on XP, one on gold. Starlium Scythe there for Severo. You're just not in fighting form, so they gotta give this turtle up.
Yeah.
It looks like they're gonna go that course of action and just try to get prepped up for the First Lord, but the way that things have been going and the way that Roar has been executing that, even the First Lord is gonna be tough to deal with.
Yeah, I have to give a lot of respect here for Dominkite. During the regular season, Severo had his number in the laning phase, but now he's beating Severo. He beat Severo in game number 1 in lane, now in game number 3. Just a huge point of improvement for Dominkite. And of course, Aurora and the entire team. Not a lot of people expected that he'd put up a fight like this, but they're also punishing Onyx crazy ideas.
Has UA even had to use Sprint yet? Like, I feel like...
I haven't even used it, yeah.
I was gonna say, I haven't even seen it because
Need to.
he doesn't really need to catch anyone. It's Onyx choosing to be in range of his Jushin here.
Joseph, that's how short-ranged Onyx draft is.
Yeah.
That he's just like, no, I'm just gonna kite you guys away. I don't feel any threat here.
It definitely feels that way. Taking again a glimpse at the items here. Look at the difference between the jungle, man. That's just how good of a game Demonkite has right now. 3,000 above King Kong and the Baksha. This is, you know, kind of scary to deal with because even when you're the Baksha, you're playing this utility. You're down, what, 4 levels up to this point, 3,000 gold. It's really hard to even contest into that Lord take. Even though you're supposed to be the tanky one here, even this Paquito really hasn't been able to do anything just because of there's no entry point for Kirk to deal with here. So they're desperately trying to hold on to this side of the jungle, but Rora takes whatever they want at this point as a tier 2 up top will fall. Dominkite knocking down the turret. King Kong?
King Kong, deep behind enemy lines. That Throne of Ruin will stop him. I think that was just a little bit overkill as he gets picked off easy.
Overcooked with this one. Too slow, didn't respect the Alice. Dominkite is messing up Kirk.
AOT plus the BMI back. Nice push down bottom by Severo. But that seemingly feels like a consolation prize for everything that Aurora's taking now.
Yeah, it really looks like we're going into Aurora, going into match point with a 2-1 lead. Once that Dominance Ice comes out for that Alice, good luck trying to take it down, even with just a Radiant Armor and an Oracle. Edward's already way too difficult. They don't have the right damage profile. Burst base, perplexing to me as why you would want to play a Paquito with Uranus and Alice still open. It would be greedy. Were they thinking about Claude? Were they thinking about the Suyo? Still, you have to look at the big picture of it all. It seems like a lot of Onyx Overcooked picks are looking into very specific things without looking at the big picture of drafts.
Yeah, this is one of those situations again where you are almost thinking that this can end on this first push just because of the nature of the composition that Onyx brought. Yes, there's still the shields. They can still work around that. In one way or another, I guess the Wrath of the Dryad ultimate from Brusco could stop Rora in its tracks, but even if you stop them, you might just die.
Joseph, you can also open a coconut with a plastic spoon.
That's true.
But do you want to do that?
You know, if I was thirsty enough, maybe. Maybe Onyx is in that position where they're thirsty enough, man.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, it's going to take a while here.
As it is, they're 10 down. There's a Lord Mark.
Oh, Kirk. Oh!
They can't even clear that fast. They pick off the Paquito. They pop the Holy Shield in mid. And there's another chubby wave up top.
That is exactly how it feels right now watching this one for Game 3. Rora could potentially just go ahead and get to the point where they are ending the game as quick as possible through this as Onyx desperately tries to hold on to their base turrets.
Oh. They will pop the shield. And there's a wave in mid. Oh, Light can just put the shoe on the other foot. Now Brusco knows what it's like to have the wall banged on you.
Light has a flicker as well. He can make a play.
And there is
Brusco.
the combo coming through.
Whoa!
Wrath of the Dryad keeps Light down, but Dominkite does take out Brusco. Dominkite will get taken down here. Oh, it's Demon that falls Edward 2. The punish 3 for 3. Yua gets found out, but he does back off. 4 for 3 now. Severo might be able to defend.
There's still minion waves coming in. He still has towers to work with. 10 seconds until Brusco gets back. 10!
Oh, Dominkite is ruining turrets. Top lane cracks. Mid lane goes. There's a duo of minions here as the Yue tries to hit him with the Crimson Beacon. Zaman forced through. Dominkite firing off. Here comes the rest of the Super Fam. It is over till it's over. Dominkite here with a blade.
Oh!
The shutdown by Brusco.
Onyx holds on despite it all. off of a Wrath of Dryad from Busco.
Followed up by the Fury of the Phoenix. A Zaman Force, a triple kill from Vero. And Onyx might just make a comeback here. Still, it was expensive, but they were able to chip away at that greatly. A perfect combination with a Belleric and a Zetian together. But because of the resource lead of Aurora, Onyx had to lose way too much. Still, they held on and they keep going for it.
And they find Edward. There's the Summon Force. Finally, Edward cracks, and they force light back. Onyx are an awakened beast.
It's Onyx time.
It's Onyx time.
The lead in half.
That was a fumble by Rora, man. Fighting into the turret, even with that lead, you still gotta respect the Wrath of the Dryad. That's what I was saying, under the turret. That's what they did, so now it's Onyx with this Lord. Again, Aurora's still ahead of 5,000 gold.
Yeah.
They can still secure this Lord here. Onyx has been able to pull it off so far.
Lights low.
Can they continue it? Now you see the respect here on both sides for the positioning favor around the Lord.
They have to
Vero.
go faster. They have to go faster. Minion wave scratch.
Lord here on 8th of itself. There's the Summon Force. Crimson Beacon by UA. Going back.
Oh!
Block. Demon Kite. Savero does get shut down here. Demon Kite does get a kill on Brusco. And Onyx are backing off a super fan retreat. Turning tail. Happy with the Lord take. But here's 5 members of Aurora. They want to go. Fury the Phoenix. Down goes King Kong. Kirk clearing the waves. Lord spawns in 15 seconds.
It's miraculous that Onyx were able to secure the Lord for themselves. It has to spawn here. Rora might be able to end it.
Oh, they're gonna push in with this wave. Kirk and Super.
Oh!
Fight with the flicker and the kick and the combo, serving up a kill to DK. And a Lord does come through. Brusco spawns. Savero in 2, but the base is in jeopardy. The Northern Lights are at match point.
Onyx needed to take desperate measures, but it's a simple thing in the Philippines. Minion wave, far lane. Aurora made the most out of it. Aurora chased Onyx down, and they are 1 win away from advancing to the second round.
That looked spicy towards the end. You gotta give it to Onyx for trying, despite being down that massive deficit. Tried to turn it around, but Rora held on and held strong. And I think at the very end there, I finally saw UA pop the sprint to make sure that King Kong didn't get away. And there you go, match point now for the current world champions to get closer to the grand final. That's the goal here. They've scrapped through this one. Again, they control the majority of this, and what a start for Demon Kite, what a start for them. You're noticing the hard focus on putting pressure in the early game, and that's what's happening here.
I find it hard to pinpoint who the MVP is, but I think this is a award-winning performance by the celebrity.
Yeah,
I think he's got to be DK.
it's gotta be, man.
IceKDA much more patient. And it was an easy down for him because he just needed to capitalize on Onyx's questionable aggression.
There
It
it
is
is.
the celebrity getting it.
Oh yeah, Mr. Demon Kite. I don't know. There was something about the what do you say? The grimace he had, or the smile that he had.
Yeah.
Before the series. I know
It's a smiling demon again, dude.
smiling demon
Smile.
again.
The damn
We
smile.
did not see that smile
For a week.
for weeks, man. 9-1-5, by the way, on the Suyo, and even run that marksman emblem. Man, he made this work. He got stacks early on, and you know the idea, by the way, between the Belleric Ultimate, the Wrath of Dryad with the Fury of the Phoenix. In theory, it's quite deadly, but if you fall behind and you just don't have the economy there, that's where it falls apart.
Which is why Onyx knows their combo. What are you doing full fighting turtle number 1 when you don't have that combo yet?
Yeah.
And the Belleric already died early. Even Savero got taken out early. So what the heck are you doing full fighting that? A lot of the moves here in the draft and even in game from Onyx felt like it was just a lot of ego.
Yeah.
A lot of maybe overshooting and overestimating their own capabilities or what they have. But for Aurora, they really just stuck close to their guns.
Oh.
Their discipline of like, okay, we can just hold out here, sure, we keep going aggro. We have an Alice. We're happy with that. Your Belleric doesn't have level 4 yet. Thank you. Why fight? But you see it here that despite this massive lead, Onyx were able to chip at it. And this was one of the few times in this game where Aurora got a little bit undisciplined. This is where I was thinking Onyx should have gone faster. The moment they saw Light get brought low, with the minion wave up top and with there being a clear push angle there, they should have just rushed the Lord. Even if they didn't get it, they'd be able to get away. What did they do? They hesitated, which allowed the minion wave to crash even closer to the lane, and Rora just to use their battle spells to chase down the members of Onyx.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where I feel like that's the way you can sum it up, Redmar. Like you mentioned, I think they just cooked a little bit too hard with this idea, this concept behind the draft for Onyx. And, yes, you could see it in theory work throughout the game, but that's the thing. You fall behind the way they did. And again, maybe it would have been different if it didn't start off by, such early pressure and an early first blood for Rora, because they were already at, 2.5K lead at just around, the 3-minute mark. That's massive to go ahead and deal with, and then you're scaling really, really well in this kind of lineup that Rora brought to the table. So, I don't know. I just feel like, in a sense, too, maybe if it would have been different for Kirk, the Paquito still kind of a big question mark. Severo was honed in on. So it's like, where do you start to focus for Onyx going into the next game, facing this match point elimination from the playoffs?
You know what? Now that we're talking about it, it feels like it's a double whammy for Onyx here. They overcooked, they overshot, and they lost track of who they were from the regular season. Again, the play style that they've been known for to finish strong in the regular season, to be third seed, is to play around Severo. They let their addict go. They let little Clayton fend for himself.
Yeah.
Him being first blood is a damn shame. That should never happen.
Yeah, which is why you also have to credit whether it was a call from the Light or the coaching staff right before they brought down their headsets to give the order of early on, send that show to the gold lane and try to take that Kareth out right away. That was the right call. Onyx, it's a damn shame really to see how, not even a de-evolution, it's just weird what's happening with Onyx now. It feels like it's shades of what we saw from them from last season's playoffs. Where even then, if we remember correctly, we were going like, what's going on with Onyx? Kind of weird, kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe the answer is with our on-ground panel. Let's throw it over to Hans and Wolf.
Muli, maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. It is now Aurora Gaming Philippines at match point para sa pinakaunang laban ng Season 17. The Roras are very happy with this performance, but let's take a little bit of a look na medyo mas malalim towards what has happened in game number 3. There's a bit of a draft situation that worked out so well for the Roras, but at the same time, yung execution din has worked out for them.
Bago sa atin binato ni Owo, minention niya na-mention niya yung mga keys to victory na na-mention din natin kanina. And isa sa mga nalagay natin doon is the Domec Double, which is, in fairness, doon sa first 2 games, hindi masyadong hinayaan ng Onyx na mangyari. But in this game number 3, Domec Kite was able to snowball. At importante dyan yung pagiging rich guy niya dito. Kasi ang una niyang ginawa doon sa first turtle, sumama agad siya doon sa team fight. Imagine, this is a clone. At hindi rito expanding rivers kung saan doon natin usually mapapansin na nagdo-double lane siya. In this scenario, dahil dun sa maagang pagpasok ni Domec Kite sa laban, nanalo ng first turtle ang side ng Aurora at mula doon nag-snowball na yung team nila.
And to think na yung Onyx Philippines meron silang backshot to at least assist them in terms of having a really good first turtle siege. Hindi nagawa yon ng Onyx Philippines dahil full 5-man na kaagad ang kumaharap against them. Now, moving forward with Aurora Gaming's drafting composition, nakita natin Onyx picked up a Paquito, something that we don't see very often kahit yung Beleric din. Pero isang sagot nung Alice was already enough for them to neutralize the entire thing.
Lalo na dun sa positioning coming out from Edward, you'll see dun sa mga impactful na team fights na nakita natin mula sa Aurora, nakakapag-flank etong si Edward. And this also kind of nullifies yung gustong gawin ni Kirk kasi parang wala nakapag-follow up sa kanya. This composition mula sa Onyx Philippines ay based dun sa magic damage na meron sila. At ang pinaka physical damage output lang nila was coming out from Kirk. Siguro throw damage yung Harry at certain points, pero in a way, in essence, magic pa rin yun. So, every time na ma-eliminate nila yung Paquito, nawawalan ng physical damage at na lumiliit at sumisikip yung damage profile ng Onyx Philippines.
So it was, again, a very risky choice that they had to make dahil nga sa kakulangan ng kanilang physical damage. damage.
Yeah, I think na pressure ata sila kasi kung papansinin natin yung Game 1 at Game 2 draft, nababan yung Pakito dun sa may second phase at parang biglang hindi siya nagiging shoot. So medyo na pressure ata yung Onyx Philippines na agahan yung pag-pick dun sa Pakito at sila'y napasama dahil dun.
Now you've mentioned pressure. Ang tanong ay kung nape-pressure ba ang Super Fam with this situation? Sonics, buhay pa ba ang Onyx Philippines? I'm loving the spirit still coming out of the fans wearing and bannering yellow. Kamusta naman ang match point na Aurora Gaming? Everybody is looking forward to this game number 4 dahil hindi natin alam kung ano ang mangyayari. Will it be Aurora Gaming Philippines finally moving forward in 4 or will Onyx contest this to make it a 5-game series? Casters, it's time to find the answer.
Thank you so much, Hans Wolf, for the breakdown there on ground panel. And that's a good question to go ahead and ask all the fan base out there. Who is going to be moving forward? I honestly expect this one to go 5 games. I hope both matches today we get our 5 games, because that's always the case. You know, we got to send two teams home today.
You know, as long as Onyx keep their feet low to the ground, their heads low to the ground, then they should be able to force 5. But yeah, right now I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. I'm just very curious as to what's happening with Onyx right now.
I'm confused.
Confused also, yes.
I'm sure there's some shared sentiments out there about confusion. Macrora? Is that Macrora or Mycronic? Is it greater? Is Macrora greater than Mycronic? Wait, Mycronic. Sounds like a...
Isn't that a song from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. You know what? But hey, 7 years later, we are officially back to where Filipino MLBB dominance began. That's here at San Juan Arena. The MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs are live and underway at San Juan Arena.
And we are running all the way till May 31st. Don't just watch history unfold. Step right in.
Yeah, if you want to be part of history, so head on over to ph-mpl.com/tickets to secure now. See you here at the venue, the gorgeous venue that we have here.
The gorgeous venue that is now almost probably 6,000 strong here for the first day. Now also the All-Star Event Series is officially live, and the loot is yours for the taking. Gear up for the title Treasure Hunt and title Gold Rush to score everything from free skins to diamonds.
Don't forget to grab your All-Star returning gift just by logging in or rally your squad for Title Clash 5v5. Now it's time to gather your friends and stack those coins.
Just log into the game, log into your MLBB, jump into the action, don't miss out.
What's the saying that you usually say for that, Red Mark? Something about action? Turn that action into passion.
That's a different script.
That's about the E Project.
Yeah, but I like that one. You know,
You are a man of passion and action.
that is true.
Say it for him.
You are a man of passion and action.
I'm turning my action into passion, or my passion into action. One of the two. Also, here's the thing. This is crucial because for a lot of people, I think, that are looking forward to one of these teams, whatever fan base you're coming from, right? Rooting to go forward here. In a way, whoever does move forward, at least they have a little breath of, a little sigh of relief, because at least then you get to a point where you got 2 lives moving forward. You got to survive through this. You got to go through the ringer.
You gotta fight the cavalry, no big.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about that. You know, like...
No, it's the Falcons.
It's
That's the Falcons. I was saying it's Falcons.
Cavalry's waiting for Omega and Twisted.
You gotta fight Falcons, no big.
No big. Number 2, you know, just the other Titan. It's like, do you want to fight Aaron or do you want to fight...
Water.
No.
A horse.
You got another Titan.
Oh, Aaron. I think
Yeah.
you said air.
Oh yeah, I heard
Right, you
air.
say, like-
I heard air.
Aaron.
Aaron or...
What do I have to say it like that?
Hey, spoiler alert. You can't say that.
Why?
There are some people who just watched the first season of Attack on Titan, also known as Shingeki no Kyojin, and they don't know.
Brother, it's been out for like how many years now?
More than a decade.
There's been a final part. So that's their fault. But before that, before we jump over to game 4, let's go ahead and take a look at our little video here with King Kong.
Aaron dies, right?
Aaron.
paano si King Kong maging teammate? Anong pinagkaiba niya sa team?
Hirap imaginein na malungkot si King.
Wala, masayain kasi ako eh. Tsaka thankful ako na wala namang malalim na reason para malungkot, ganun. Masayain kasi talaga ako, tas super babaw ng kaligayahan ko. Yan.
Oo, ang hirap din ma-imagine na na parang biro lang kasi yun eh. Makitang malungkot. Siguro pinakamalala yung talaga, season 15. Pati nung season 16 pala, umiyak din siya nung time na nalaglag kami ng TNC. Yun lang yung dalawang beses ko lang siya nakitang na parang sobrang lungkot talaga.
Feeling ko nung season na yun, I could have done better personally and as an individual. Mas may regrets ako nung time na yun eh. Kasi parang hindi ko na nabigay lahat nung season na yun. Kaya super nalungkot talaga ako nung season na yun.
Nung mga time na gano'n na malungkot si King Kong, gaano katagal bago siya makarecover?
Pag-uwi namin, kasi nanitrip na siya agad dun eh. Sabi niya, bawi tayo next season pa ganun. Siya na mismo convince na galingan pa namin next season kasi parang ang pangat ng performance namin nung season 16 eh.
Masasabi mo ba na sobrang laking factor mo para magpatuloy ka ngayong season?
Ang nag-push sa akin ngayong season yung pag-alis ni Kelra eh. Na-take ko talaga siya in a positive way eh. Parang mas na-redeem ko yung sarili ko, mas inaral ko yung mga laro ko, and na-feel ko yung need na mag-step up as jungler ng Onyx Philippines. Puro positiveness yung na-feel ko dun sa nagmo-motivate sa akin. Palag na to.
Really great video there with King Kong. Of course, Brusco there too, talking about just how happy of a guy King Kong is, and that's true. And yeah, I mean, even I remember that, seeing them. That was like one of the first times I saw King Kong just kind of devastated and sad and down when they didn't have the season they wanted to in season 16.
And I like how he mentioned that one of the things that motivated him was Kelra leaving.
Yeah.
Because that's a sentiment he shares alongside Kirk. Their XP laner, Kirk Gutierrez. He mentioned in an early first pick episode, we want to prove this season that we can win without Kelra.
Yeah. That is mid though for Onyx PH. I think King Kong definitely backed that up. Terrific season. Of all the players in Onyx PH, I think he's the one, alongside of course Tavera, you could really say that they showed up day in, day out. They got to do their jobs here. But clearly in this series, not about the individuals anymore. It's about a lot of layering of problems, from overcooking in the draft to not respecting your own potential things that you need to execute.
Yeah, I think even looking at this, a team that really had problems was Aurora, and this is from Master the Basics. I think number one was the mindset of the players, because even if we were on a lose streak, it was all about hard work and the dedication from them. The goal, the goal of each.
Yeah.
And
just one goal.
Yeah, they still have one goal, and they all wanted to make it to the playoffs here. When asked about how they stayed motivated even after the regular season struggles, and we saw this throughout some of the videos and interviews that we had with the players and of course Coach Master the Basics.
So this was asked in week 8, day 2.
Yeah.
And I think this was a question that was lingering all throughout their lose streak anyways. And I think it's good that it came from the coach directly, that it's a mindset thing. It's a mental thing. That maybe after winning the M7 World Championships, they all kind of went in different directions.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear as well that the hard work is still there, the commitment is still there, and here we're seeing the results of those.
And not only that too, when we see what map 4 we're going to be going to here, which is randomized as well. So the last remaining match, it's just the last remaining match. So Flying Clouds is also, you see how locked in Roar has been. Aside from the little glimpse of the smile that we saw from Demon Kite before the game 3, they came into this very serious, I feel like, very locked in. They want to continue to go ahead and ride on that momentum that they had qualifying for the playoffs, and it's showing within the way that they're executing in the game. I think that's one of the biggest things here too. Maybe after today, if they end up winning this next game and proceed to the next phase of the playoffs, we'll see them relax just slightly. Or maybe this is that World Championship mindset where they're just hard focused in all the way to the end.
I know that in the twilight of the regular season, I said Aurora should not in any way be happy with what happened, even with them qualifying.
Yeah.
After this, I agree with you, Joseph. Maybe they can sigh a little sigh of relief. Maybe they can get on a little bit of a flying cloud and say, you know what, we deserve this. We got 2 lives.
Yeah.
But just the same, job's not done.
Job's not done, man. One game at a time. We're going to jump into the draft here for game 4 again, Flying Clouds. And Aurora will be on this blue side. We'll see what their idea of priority is still going to be here once we get through this.
Historically, Aurora for this season has been 2-6 in Flying Clouds, while Onyx are very 50-50, 5-4. It's not a good stat line for both. This could go either way. I know Onyx is a little bit more on the positive, but a 50-50 in MPLPH is just closer to... Are you sure, really? Well, so what? Phobius, Kalea, Fanny. Could set up for a surprise Harith Rush. If they're greedy about it. But with the Juicing gone, Marcel's still active.
Valentina Rush.
Valentina, the full of they banned the Phobius. Valentina Rush doable also because he took out the Phobius.
How about the Mars? Do you think they'll want to play the Marcel this time?
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking Valentina first.
Valentina.
So you block out the Marcel and the Sora.
Yeah. Oh.
They get their Baksha.
Oh yeah, they stuck that through again.
They have been doing this throughout the series, gentlemen. They've been seeing Onyx pick a pick, and then they say, all right, let us go. Let us go on.
Yeah. But I mean, this is a Aurora staple. For the longest time, since their inception as a team in MPL Philippines, Baksha has always been on their list of heroes you should not give them.
Deeper than that, I think it's just a Demon Kite staple. Even as far back as before the actual establishment of utility junglers, DK has been like, just...
Yeah.
He's been that guy.
This season, perfect record for the Baksha of Aurora, 5-0.
5-0. And then so King Kong got his first Baksha loss.
Yeah.
Yes, last game.
Yeah.
Even with their lose streak, he's 5-0.
Yeah. That's actually kind of insane to think about it, how difficult it's been. The Leo Moore to the Claw to the answer from Onyx.
Yeah. If there's one pick here that Aurora could show up as poison later, it would be a Uranus in the EXP. Use it to go invade King Kong's jungle, whatever the Uranus is closest to.
Yeah.
Take a resource away from that. You still have some great Yua picks available in their mid, but with that full dive, it would be tough to play something like a Eve. They might want to consider Lilia Khalid if they really just want mid lane domination and they want to play for their side lanes later. Pick up a Lilia Khalid together. But Light wants to continue the show, and Yua will get a Valentina instead. Of course, because the Lamords on the other side, there's a lot of value of taking away the Phantom Steed, and
Golden
because they
Hour.
know that the Marcel would be going to the other side as well. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good. Not only that, but also, again, like you mentioned, the Sora, who really hasn't been picked out throughout the series at all, but you got a Valentina, so now that should kind of stop the issue of that coming up too. So really good first phase, I'd say. I mean, you could say the same thing. These are power picks for Onyx, but let's go ahead and get some insights here with our on-ground panel. We're going to be throwing it over to Hans and Wolf to share their ideas about this.
Muli, maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. Kanina lamang, game number 3, Onyx did the same thing. Baksha Blue 1. But now, what do you think is going to be the difference moving forward para sa Aurora since parehas din yung ginawa nila?
Yeah, I think kasi nakaw nila dito yung show na magiging crucial para dito sa Onyx Philippines. At the same time, hindi pa natin nakikita yung kanilang gold laner NXP. So madali bang i-adjust yung side lanes dito. Trio mid ang inuna ng Aurora, kaya naman mas ma-adjust pa nila. I do like the adjustment mula sa Onyx Philippines. Ginawa nila dito yung Marcel. I think both teams have gotten the first 3 picks na maganda for both of them.
Yeah, because when you're looking at the 3-level composition, it is Onyx Philippines na kahit papano meron ng damage-dealing heroes with the Claude and the Leomord. But if they can fortify or kung meron pang ilalakas yung lineup ng dalawang squads na ito, how would they finish it off?
They will have to look for a long-range nuke mula sa Onyx Philippines, tipong mga Eve, mga Farsa na may good combination with this Marcel. And then close it off with a tanky hero na may setup pa rin dito para sa Onyx Philippines, para kay Kirk, like maybe an Alice, eventually, nakikita natin, or Terizla. And Aurora kailangan handa rin dun sa mga ganong heroes.
Eve, Farsa, you've mentioned it para sa Onyx, but considering that the Valentina is on the other side, magiging malaking problema ba to para sa Onyx or will they have to worry about it less?
Good point. Kasi yung naisip ko katulad yung Terizla at Alice, good copies agad yun para isang Valentina. Kaya maganda yung pagkakapwesto ng Valentina dito para sa Aurora.
Now, if you're looking at the show and the Baksha na first 3 compositions para sa Aurora Gaming facing off against Onyx, what would the Marcel role be para sa Onyx PH?
Pag-setup to, maghanap ka ng mga tipong Kimi to combo it up, which means na itong Aurora, kailangan meron silang burst with this Claude. Kaya magandang ban yung Harit. Maybe Clit yung matitira dito para sa Aurora to go with Lapu-Lapu para kay Edward.
That's gonna be it for us here at the ground panel. Casters, balik sa inyo.
Thank you very much, Hans and Wolf, there for your insights, and for our international viewers out there that are tuning in, you know, and wondering everything they said. I know you probably heard some of the hero names thrown out, but yes, Wolf was also saying that, you know, in order to make this Marcel work, you need to tank your XP lane to go ahead and help him acknowledge it and also allow it to do its thing, and then at the same time, Aurora most likely picks up a Lapu-Lapu or a Clint to go ahead and highlight on what they already got the first draft phase, but also the Valentina is just so strong here for Aurora right now because it is also making Onyx consider, do we just overload the options of ultimates or do we really want to pick certain ones? Terizla is also a great ultimate to take. We've seen this before where a penalty zone from a Valentina sometimes is more effective.
This is a stroke of genius though, because Onyx knows that Aurora wants that Terizla.
Yeah.
They steal it, and they know that Aurora's not going to rush for either a Selena nor, rather, a Farsa nor an Eve, as mentioned by Wolf also, because they already have the Valentina. Unless there's no way that serves the XP.
I mean, they can still back up the Uranus, as we mentioned, but I like the idea of the Lapu-Lapu. Might be a little bit more viable considering the Selena and the Valir were banned out. There's the mid pick for Onyx. Yeah, they need that burst and they need a little bit more range, but I'd want to see a lot of things on the ground. I'd want to see them consider a Lilia. Edward brings back a Benedetta, and they get up a Moskov despite there being a Marcel on the other side. This is just a confidence pick right now by Aurora. Not always the easiest time to make a Moskov work when you're up against a Marcel, but yeah, they're feeling it.
Oh, and Louis Yi. So this is a Super Friends pick. He's made it work before. Now he's going to bring it to this in a game that is so crucial right now for them to extend the series.
Maybe only the second most prolific Lo Yi user in MPL Philippines. Second to the Lone Stallion Sanji. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I like how Onyx are capable of, you know, just folding the map in half and again, using the world's longest BMI.
Yeah, I also like that. I sort of got my wish of seeing a lot of things on the ground. Of course, with the interaction of the Loyi abilities, you need something with a capability of zoning, crowd control, and damage, which is what is delivered by the kit of the Loyi anyway when she wants to damage. While at the same time, as you mentioned, they realized that they can't go all in with team fights. They needed to find a way to play the map, and they got it with the Loyi. Honestly, the Loyi pick just answered a lot of the things of what Onyx needed. Instead of them leaning towards one way a little too strong, they were able to balance it out.
Well, here we go. Match point for this battle, the international rivalry, the last one of Season 17. Only one of these teams can move on forward, and right now it's Onyx, the super fam, that wants to extend the series to a Game 5. We're on Flying Clouds, and we're jumping on in.
Put yourself together for you, still a Festival of Blood. For Edward, Inspire for Prince, we got Tenacity. All right. Pretty standard on the emblem sets. So far, a lot of pokes coming in from Yue towards Brusco, who just wants to protect the orange side of Onyx. Gonna get invaded by Edward and Demon Kite. Now, 4 members of Aurora.
Uh-oh. It's their turn to pull their own version of the orange gambit. Now Brusco running through, freezing them all. Perk does oblige, force the flicker through that wall the long way around.
Yeah.
I think Aurora wins that engagement.
Yeah, King Kong needs to compensate by getting Litho and one of the green camps here because he got his own Lizard. So the math usually is Lizard plus 1 green camp, plus your 2 buffs should bring you very close to orange. While for Demon Kite, still they weren't able to, no. Onyx were still actually able to hold on to the Golem. They compensated instead by getting the Beetle up top.
Oh, that was really close. They were in a see if they could get an attempt on Brusco. They don't. A little bit of trading across the map, though, in terms of the jungle. But also, I think one thing you have to worry about if you're Aurora facing against this this combination of having the Golden Hour there, which could essentially set things up for Louis on Super Friends to really get the interactions off, and then utilizing a diversion too. There's a lot of kind of weird things this composition from Onyx can do. Taken and granted too that you're on a Flying Cloud map and you can get back to the fight time and time again if you need to. They just don't want to fall too far behind like they did previously. And they have plenty of tools to play around with. I think that's one of the highlights here for Onyx lineup, as now the first turtle is up. Some of these level 4s still coming into play. Edward has his. The select the final blow, and even the Phantom Seed for UA could play a part. Diversion used up on the top side for Super Prince.
Onyx have fully relocated. That is a 4-man coalition. Light force a response out of Super Prince. There's the real Leo Mord calling in his ult at the penalty zone. Severo coming in. Blazing duet, but Brusca survives. Not so fast as UA taking him down. Edward. King Kong finds a trade. Down goes Edward. King Kong will go down as UA dashes through the wall, uses the flicker, and gets a trade. 2 for 1 for Aurora.
US saved that for Aurora. And again, another pick you have to watch out for. If there's a Leo Mord on the other side, expect the Valentina to be one of the answers because of just how well Valentina shines with getting the Phantom Steed for cleanup, for aggression, for setup. It's a perfect toolkit for a Valentina.
Yeah, we see a little fight for the gold crab there. Severo's going to grab that one, but that's true. You know, a lot of times when you see the Valentina picked up across a Leo Mord, it's so deadly with its own Phantom Steed, and you can play around that, and that's what we see here now. As they get re-situated here, even though the first objective went over to Onyx, it's pretty much equilibrium across the board up to this point.
I think Onyx need to... By the way, great rotation by Severo to get the Blazing Duet in. But the difference maker really was the fact that there was a Leo Mord cosplay for the side of Aurora. Still, it could be anyone's game. I'm not seeing a lot of errors, not seeing a lot of pinpoints or pain points right now in terms of how things are getting executed. Whoa!
There's a duel, Blazing Duet. An SOD by Dominkite as well. I'll call that a technical knockout. I think Severo really pulled the trigger, knowing well that he can send Dominkite home.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get the gold crab, and Prince got the diversion to bring King Kong closer to mid. I think they were thinking that there were rotation-wise members of Aurora towards that side, or maybe UA would overstep. But that's going to be rolling up level 4 for Brusco, level 4 for Light. Edward's first item is locked in with a Heptaseas, while the glowing wand comes in for UA.
Yeah, Dominkite. Okay, just a little visit up here. He's not going to be able to catch Edward, but Dominkite not doing too bad. Yes, he is down just a few hundred gold against Severo, but Severo on the cloud, he is going to be able to do this, and you know he's going to double lane and handle things, everything else. Now this turtle spawns, second one in the game up top.
I think Dominkite is handling lane really well because he knows Severo is probably going to look to join in this fight if he gets a fast clear.
Okay, UA takes the Phantom Seed again. Fight for it.
And there's it is, calling in by King Kong. Penalty zone coming through, look at the damage. Dropped in, SOD, will they press the button? Dominkite still not pressing it, down goes Kurt. Man down for Onyx. And just like that, Aurora have the advantage. Onyx will not force the issue.
Good initiation, but with the Terizla down, Onyx will have to give this up. They know it. The SOD also landed right in time. Aurora get turtle, number 2. No dire straits, but that was just a perfect entry by Edward. Onyx were not ready for the Electro Final Blow Petrified combo to come from that angle.
That had to be the very last second that he could follow through that SOD. Whoa, Edward gets a flicker.
Out of Super Prince. Will he get punished? That's the question. And it seems like, yes, he just put too deep. King Kong takes out Edward.
Bot time because Severo's now getting pressure in bot.
Severo, another Blazing Duet. Pushing Dominkite back. Does he know that Demon Kite and Light are here? BMI back. Here comes the backup. Super Prince and
Dominic.
Brusco coming through. Defensive use of the SOD. The flicker back. Close call.
Yeah. Really good for Light to be there. Just good response on both sides. That was really a back and forth between both teams, but they keep their gold laners alive.
Yeah, they know it's a really tense situation. Very fast to pull the trigger. And trying to find an angle for either of these two because Aurora team fights so far slightly better.
Yep.
They always have 1 or 2 options remaining after Onyx have blown out the majority of their abilities. While for Onyx, they can play the map a bit more maybe, but it's tough with Moskov on the other side.
Oh, Light. Okay. He's going to get out of there. He's got to be a little more cautious. He doesn't have a flicker available. There's 4 members of Onyx down here on this bottom side. They want to take this tier 1 out. Brusco will stall out Light from going back to the base. They want the turret. They get it. They'll take a diversion back to the mid lane.
Oh! Thrown out by Kurt. There's the electric blow, plus the petrify by Edward. Severo with the Blazing Duet. SOD catches it.
Oh no,
King Kong calls in. Barbiel. Demon Kite gets taken down. Kirk eventually still repairs the situation.
If that was me, if I'm Kirk, I'm just going all part of the plan, boys. No one saw that.
Anyways.
But we got the win. We got the win.
Yep. They made it happen. Again, both the teams are doing a really good job at mirroring each other across the map to be there when they need to. But now it's 1-for-1 for the Turtles on both sides. This third Turtle in control of Onyx right now. Not sure if Aurora is going to contest it. They just give it up because Demon Kite just spawned, so he'll go ahead and grab his purple instead as they get ready to prep for this Lord here. So majority of these fights too, it's been the 4 guys across from each other. Now we'll start to see the gold laners come into play a little bit more here. I'm wondering where things are falling into place item-wise. Golden Staff now for Severo. He's got to be close to the... Oh yeah, that was his second item, right?
Yeah,
7.5.
still kind of far.
Still kind of far. Oh, Demon Kite.
And the Golden
Oh,
Hour
oh.
stops Demon Kite. Where are you going? Brusco puts a stack on that freeze on him. In comes King Kong running through. Charges through. Blazing Duet gets back. Though, as Severo does still hold on.
Wow.
Oh, they're happy with the pushback.
Yeah, saved by Kite Brother. Diversion just to quickly reposition instead of walking.
Good little peel there coming out from the team. Again, that's been the nature of this game already, the game 4. Aurora trying to peel for Demon Kite if he has to. And, you know, again, playing for Demon Kite on this Moskov. We've seen a couple close team fights, and a big play of that with this kind of composition is, again, these gold laners. DHS just picked up, so both have the 2 items locked in as they build into the third here. Severo has been pretty good at just being where he needs to be in Blazing Duet and relying on, if he's got to rely on the Louis for Super Prince to get out and out, he can. They can use it later on like we've seen before when the Lord is up and you can get that longest BMI positioning in favor of you utilizing the Louis. So this is all a great macro possibility for Onyx. Whoa, mid lane?
Oh, they try to collapse on the light, but he's just too elusive. Close call.
Kirk. Now sending Demon
Kirk.
Kite back. Oh, Kirk's in trouble.
And Demon Kite finds the Bakshi Knight on him. In comes Brusco. Golden Hour. The kick just right outside. In comes the rest of Onyx. The Super Fam thinking, should we? Shall we?
They can turn.
We will. In they go. Blazing Duet plus penalty zone. Severo right in Demon Kite's face as Kirk just survives, but barely. King Kong wants more. King Kong running through. Brusco very low. Yue will not force the issue. That's a 1-for-none take, plus a turret.
Yeah.
Onyx are just pushing forward the tempo.
Perfect tempo, and this is why this Lo Yi pick is so good for Onyx. They needed to be able to cover the map and cover the ground so much faster, while also have some great tools mid-team fight.
Oh, this Lord is up. Onyx is going to go ahead and try to blitz it as fast as they can. It's already less than half health here. Is Aurora going to do anything or just give it up?
I think they just should. Onyx are just playing hard to get, baiting them in. That's a Lord secured for the Super Fam.
There you go.
Well done, Onyx. Well done, Kirk, also with that turn with the penalty zone and the flicker.
He survived.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Aurora expected that, and they saw that coming, but they still found themselves in an awkward spot where the 3 of them were close enough to get penalty zoned anyway. So
Yeah.
I think a bit of a misposition there by Aurora, also trying to handle that whole situation.
Yeah, it was so good too, timing with the Blazing Duet from Severo. If only, you know, they were able to capitalize it on a little bit more, but I think they were happy with what they got. They're slowly chipping down these turrets.
It was for a turret.
Yep, opening up the map. He's now got his Trinity locked in for Severo.
Wave clear is tough for Aurora. They have to commit a lot of big ticket abilities just to clear the minion waves well.
Not to mention the range issue, which can be punished again by a mad combo between the DPZ and the Blazing Duet. Quick rotation down bottom. Onyx are just in Aurora's heads, like, where are we going to pop up next?
Yeah, that's one of the things you kind of forget about the strengths of having a Louis in your favor. Lord will charge up into this bottom base turret. It'll swing with the cloud there. I don't know if Light's going to try to do anything off this. They just want to clear out the Lord and these waves as mid-tier 2 will fall as well here. As Onyx continues to build up on this lead.
Oh,
SOD thrown out. You don't want to follow through with that, but they're trying to defend onto this.
King Kong with the Phantom Steed.
Oh, Edward.
To disincentivize any more
Light.
aggression, and Edward gets taken down. Light looking for something, but Super Prince violence, serving up the kill, and they rotate. Diversion up top, Super Prince stays. He was gonna go home though, as Aurora still reeling from the pain of that rotation down bottom, cannot defend this top lane push.
The ideal was there, the timing just wasn't.
Yeah, not yet endable though. But Onyx have played this brilliantly. I think that was a little bit desperate. I think they were trying to force out the BMI early from Severo. But then Severo just stood his ground. He's like, I'm going to basic attack. I don't care. I have the Purify anyway.
Yeah.
And he knows that he has enough lifesteal, enough vamp to survive the initial hits that he'll get either from the Moskov or the Benedetta. And since he didn't with that BMI, it forced Aurora to awkwardly force an attempt on him and the rest of Onyx.
That's what the last two big team fights have been. It's like this awkward fight for Aurora.
Yeah.
It's just not going to favor them here. Got a flicker available for Kirk.
Yeah.
If he decides to try to push into the base, but they'll most likely just wait for the Lord. It's up here in less than 10. Then they get ready to cap out the game to bring it to game 5.
This is Marcel with the Guardian helmet and the photo flask of the Oasis. So a lot of utility. He's going to be difficult to take down.
Oh,
Good
Seal
seal.
used. We'll scout him out.
Going hunting. Spots light in that Y brush. Flushes him out.
Yeah. One thing that Onyx has to be careful of is UL already has a Divine Glaive.
Okay. Let's see. He doesn't have an ult stolen. Demon Kite gets blasted down.
SOD.
There's King Kong. Popping it. Gets kicked by Light, but Light goes down. Lord still standing. Blazing the wet by Saveros. King Kong secured. And they take it out on Demon Kite. 2 kills plus the Lord. All super fam.
Very clean. They know they have a massive resource lead. And Onyx are just executing these fights really well. See? Keep it low to the ground. Don't overcook. And you're doing really well.
UA's holding on to his own penalty zone. They got to hold on for the rest of the team to come up for Aurora as Lord makes its way up top. The last base turret does fall, though. And now Onyx is just waiting for the potential to end this game. But at least for Aurora, they'll have a full team up for this defense.
But a full team going up against Onyx with 10 bands up, almost 10 bands up. They will try to take down Kirk. Kirk still holding on to that penalty zone. Oh, here comes the big fat Lord wave. And in the flicker and the blazing the wet to answer. Severo does take down Light. Double kill for him. Edward Bulls. And Demon Kite will try, but it will be all for naught as Onyx has their eyes on the base. We're going all the way as Onyx go 2-2.
The toughest region.
They will try to take down Kirk. Kirk still holding on to that penalty zone. Oh, here comes the big fat Lord wave. And in still holding on to that penalty zone. Oh, here comes the big fat up. They will try to take down Kirk. Kirk still holding on to that penalty zone. Oh, here comes the big fat Lord wave. And in the flicker and the blazing the wet to answer. Severo does take down Light. Double kill for him. Edward Bulls. And Demon Kite will try, but it will be all for naught as Onyx has their eyes on the base. We're going all the way as Onyx go 2-2. And Demon Kite will try. Does take and in the flicker onto that penalty zone. Oh, here comes the big fat Lord wave. And in the flicker and the blazing the wet to answer. Severo does take down Light. Double kill for him. Edward Bulls. Their eyes on the base. We're going all the way.
Classic pick for Super Prince when they need it. And it happened here.
This was a medium rare with mashed peas and corn on the side and maybe some gravy. That's it.
There's no meat.
What? I just said medium rare.
Oh, medium rare. Wait. Oh yeah, medium rare steak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Were you
chicken.
thinking he said medium rare corn?
Yeah, that was medium rare.
What is
corn.
medium rare corn?
You know, when it's still like a little bit, you know what I'm saying. I'll go into more. Brusco getting the MVP. Yep. So what part of the food plate was Brusco?
Oh, he was the food blogger influencer taking the photo
Taking the photos.
of the well-made dish.
And he had a photo, by the way, right? Flask of the Oasis there. 0, 2, and 10 on the Marcel.
100% kill participation. The 2 MVPs for Onyx in this series have had 100% KP. This is why this really is a battle of who gets a much better picks, less cooking around the center of the map. The Loyi was just perfect, and it's actually turns out a really great combo with the Marcel as well. Because if ever the Marcel and the Loyi are caught together, Loyi generates shields for herself. Marcel could potentially give shields to Loyi as well, meaning it's a difficult combo to go up against. We're reminded yet again, yes, there's this awkward relationship with Cho that there are some Chos that are so good that traditionally Marcel should beat it, but it doesn't. But this is a stark reminder of why Marcels usually do really well against Cho this season.
Yeah, this is just nature in order. Mechanically speaking, the Cho just really struggles against the Marcel, which now brings us to an interesting fork in the road.
Yeah.
a branching pathway, if you will. Now that we've kept it close down to the ground, both teams drafting excellently,
Yep.
playing, to the best of their abilities. It was, pretty close up until the 6-minute mark.
Yeah.
Where does this leave the whole Marcel question? Does Aurora ban the Marcel? Because I think it's clear. I don't think I'm blowing smoke up anyone's behind.
Yeah.
Light doesn't like the Marcel. Aurora just doesn't play Marcel.
Yeah.
So do they ban it? That opens up a whole slew of picks for Onyx.
It might be worth the